Hello, favorite people. It's your favorite girl, Biola Me, and this is the Young Minds Corner podcast, a space for honest conversation at the intersection of real life growth and faith living of a young adult. A space that constantly reminds you that God can never, ever, 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 ever mismanage your life. Welcome to another exciting, interesting, table shaking episode of The Corner. You know, it's always a delight to talk to you, my favorite person in the world. And I say to you, thank you so much for clicking on this episode. Thank you, my favorite person in the world. Thank you so much for always listening. I can't thank you enough. I'm really grateful for the gift of you at this. Nah. So, fun fact, do you know that I actually record this podcast in a corner in my house? Ha 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 ha. But yes, you will get to find out about this sooner than you can ever imagine. There are lots of things that have been planned. Myself and the team have been putting together for the Young Men's Corner podcast. And I can't wait to meet you. Okay, yeah. Happy New Month. I didn't remember to say it. Happy New Month, Happy New Month, Happy New Month, Happy New Month. Oh my goodness. I'm really excited about the month of May because since the day I woke up into the month of May, I've actually felt a sense of peace, a sense of wholeness, a sense of alignment. Today is day third, the third day in the month of May. And I can say to you for a fact that the month of May is going to be one of the best months ever that you ever lived. This is my prayer. This is my seed into your life that this month you'll be aligned, you'll be fulfilled, and you'll be extremely favored all the days of your life. Can I get an amen? Amen. So the month of May is here, and we're going to be treating something really, really different, something unique, something that is off usual. It's not a kind of conversation that people naturally want to have because of everyone likes comfort. Everyone want to say it when it's interesting. We just want to talk about it when it's fun. No one wants to go to the messy middle. No, we don't like that. We all just want to sit down where it's enjoyable, it's lively, it's interesting, it's fun. So, yes, this month we are going to go to that messy middle. That is where we are going to. This month of May, we're going to be discussing and talking about failure, setbacks in depth. Because in a generation that we live right now, we have nurtured or grown our mind, our mindset, ourselves to think that failure is a bad thing. To think that, oh, then if you fail, then that's it. That's the end of your life. And there's a book called Failure is Not the End by Temi, the global Temi, my idol. This book is so very packed. So if you have any opportunity to read it, please do well to read it. Failure is actually not the end. And this month of May, this is just me getting you into what you're about to see and wait in the month of May at this corner. Okay. So yes, this month of May, we're going to be talking about some of crucial things that has to do with setbacks, failure, what you actually need to know whenever you are hit with a rock or you find yourself hitting a rock bottom. Yes, this is the conversation we're going to be having. We're going to be talking about topics like confident hacks, the confident hacks, actually what the fear of failure is actually costing you. Two, we're going to be talking about why progress will always beat perfection because everybody is living in this hole of I want to be perfect. And I tell you, I have been in that place. I have been in that place where I'm drowning into wanting to be perfect. When every other person is moving on and progressing with their life, I am soaking myself in perfection. The pain of being a perfect human being. So yes, we're going to be talking about that. Or the third one is failing forward. And that is the one we're going to be having a guest on. The title of the episode is called Failing Forward. So I want you to anticipate and to wait, because it's going to be an amazing time at the corner. And last but not the least on this list would be brave enough to be bad at it. You want to be brave enough to be bad at it because that is one of the things every person don't want to be seen as someone who does not know what they are doing. That is just the real conversation. Everyone doesn't want to be seen as someone who doesn't know how to do anything. You always want people to perceive you as someone who is excellent. But at the end of the day, are you an excellent person? Are you working towards being an excellent person? So yes, if you are actually working towards being an excellent person, then there will be a time where you are actually bad at something. That is actually the real truth about life. So yes, today we are going to be starting the conversation on a very high note. Oh my God. Now that you already know what we are going to be discussing this month of May, I know that you are going to have your earpod with you. You are not going to stop. When I drop the link, you will listen. When I say, oh, drop a comment, you will drop a comment. Because now you already know everything we have planned for the month of May. You are going to stick around in the corner. You will not tweak, 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 or leave this place because we're already inside these boots of month of May together. And we're going to be doing it together the most excellent way. You see that I use more than the usual minutes I used to use to do introduction. I use it to do introduction so that you will be involved in what is happening in the corner. My favorite person in the world. When you listen to it and you enjoy it, you will not send the comment to my DM. You'll post it under the post on Instagram. Okay? You will share it to someone if it bless you because we are not going to be hoarding in this year. Hallelujah. Thank you very much. All right. So thank you so much for listening to this point. Now let's get into the conversation in itself. Today we are discussing the confidence tax, what the fear of failure is actually costing you. Are you ready? Firstly, I want us to establish that failure is not the enemy and failure is not a bad thing. We have grown to believe that failure is a bad thing. Your report card from secondary school has preached this sermon to you for the longest time, making you feel that when you fail, then that is the end. And that fear of failure has stopped you from doing great and mighty things you are destined to do. The truth is, the cost of trying will always be greater than the cost of failing. God, as in his infinite mercy, giving us everything we need, has called us to be fearless, has called us to be faithful even in the little. And that faithfulness he has called us into would require a level of movement. The question now for me and you is, are you moving? Abiola, are you moving? Today's conversation is quite deep, at the same time, very rooted, okay? Very rooted. We all know what, and I'm going to really start from the top and question our thoughts about tax. For people living in Nigeria, tax become a very common word towards the late last year into coming to the year 2026. Everyone, tax here and there. But now, we are talking about the confidence tax, what the fear of failure is actually costing you. So I'll start by saying, what exactly is tax? Tax is a mandatory financial charge imposed by the government on the individual or citizens living in that country. The kind of money that leaves your account without you accounting for it, without even before you even set your eyes on the money itself, they have removed it. So yes, as far as you are a citizen and you are working and you are earning one way or the other, then you have to pay it. And that is the exact way the confidence tax is. Every fear of failure that makes you hesitate, delay, quit, or shrink is taking something from you, whether you believe it, you like it or not. Every fear of failure, oh my God, am I sure I want to do this? Am I enough? Am I good? Am I this? Am I that? And this is not me shading you. This is just me being honest and really, really bringing it to fore. That every time you are afraid to take a move, every time you are afraid to do something great, brilliant, excellent, you are paying a certain charge that at the end of the day is cutting out the momentum that you need to hold, the confidence you need to hold as a being, as a child of God, as a young girl who's growing and building something. It's taking something from you. It's taking opportunities, time, momentum. You don't even have any evidence to show. Now, in the years to come, what would you be able to show to yourself that, oh, at least I tried? What would you be able to show to yourself, Abiola, that at least I tried? And this is actually one of the thoughts that actually made me say, okay, failure is actually a label. Oh, what if I get here and I don't fit in? What if I get there and I'm not enough? What if I get there and I'm not like every other person? My girl, you're not made to be like every other person. You are made to be you. But that's not the conversation we're having today. Today, we're talking about the confident tax. What the fear of failure is actually costing you. And it's going to cost you opportunities, cost you time, cost you momentum, cost you the benefit of the doubt, cost you daring to do. Now, there's a lot of things we can say. We can go on and on about things we lose to the fear of failure. But let's get to the roots, because the more we try to talk about the branches and don't get to the root of the matter, then we will continually treat the same reoccurring symptom of the problem without us getting to the root of the matter to see, oh, Biala, when she was in school, they used to talk down on her, or Ato, this used to happen, and they are actually created a form in her brain that made her look like this. So now I want us to get to the root of the fear. And that's why we are going to be talking about comparison in relation to the fear of failure. Every time you compare, you are not only measuring against your own potential, but also measuring yourself against how and where every other person is right now. Forget it. If you start to measure your own growth with other people, your own process with other people's growth, then you have already set yourself up to fail, because there's no how you want to win that race. You will just continually run the race, but you will never feel enough in yourself, because you are constantly comparing. You are constantly looking at, oh, BC is already doing this, so me, I'm not doing it. Oh, Abiola is already doing that, but I'm not doing this. I'm not going to dwell so much on comparison, because we already have like a conversation. And if this is your first time listening to the Young Man's Corner podcast, welcome. Well, yes, we've treated comparison, and the title was the oak comparison. So you can go back downward and check, and you can find a link. I would probably link it to this particular episode. If you don't find the link, please do also search for it and listen to it. It will definitely bless you. All right. Thank you so much. Number 2 is the past failure. And this one is for everyone who have tried and failed. I know that our brain are wired in a certain way that magnet experiences, sending signals to our mind. And sometimes what is supposed to be a chapter in your book would become your identity, because your past, your memory, your trauma is coming back. And the Bible says all things have passed away. Why do you not want to live your own in the past and move forward? If you continually live in the past, you will never ever enjoy the present. This actually applies to success as well. If you continually live in the past glory, the past success that you've ever had, you will never ever move forward. You never ever enjoy the present one that you have. If you consistently, continually live in the past, your past success, then you will not move forward. And that's also applied to failure as well. If you continually stay in the place of failure, your past failure, then you will not be able to move forward. That's just the rule of life. Thank you very much. This number 3 is one of the latest slogan. And I don't want to call it mantra, because if mantra seems like a big thing, but like one of this latest slogan of many young adults these days: perfectionism. Everybody wants to claim to be prim and proper, because have you met people online? Everything is clean, cool, calm, collected. You now come and show what is not there. For the longest time, I know that, oh, I'm supposed to talk in front of camera, like, oh, start content creation, start to talk to the hearts of people, get more visibility, right? But the fear of perfectionism, because I carry seats and sit down in this table. I am a young adult, so yes, it is what I have experienced that I'm going to come and talk about, right? The belief that if I can't do it perfectly now, then I shouldn't try it at all. Perfectionism. The belief that if I cannot get to do it perfectly now, then I don't want to do it at all. And to be honest, social media have actually, to a very large extent, weaponized this attribute because everyone is perfect online. So when you try to put your own raw beginning online, it feels like you have failed before you even started. To be very honest, we have trained our mind to see only that as excellent. Even if they don't know what they are doing, we believe that as far as the person is using a quality camera, then that's the end. But that person that is now using maybe Android 17 or something, you believe that kilele now. On to the next. And that's how we are wired. But that is actually what is keeping you small. That's the truth. That is actually what is keeping you small in this life because you have been too afraid to actually start from where you are. To be very honest, your fear of failure is not a character flaw. It's an unaddressed response that has become an habit. And if an habit is not tamed or corrected, it will become a lifestyle. Let that ring deep in your heart that the end result of that your fear of failure is that you will look back in few years from now, and you will wonder what you were able to do with your life. And you'll be so shocked that I've paid so much money, so much investment to fear that you were unable to move and do anything bigger than you in this life. We have dwelled so much on the taxes we pay. What are we paying as the charge for this tax? Now, let's talk about how to stop paying this tax. I want to leave with us 3 very important things, and here they goes. 1, redefine failure for yourself. Redefine what failure is for yourself. Remember, I started this conversation with failure is not the enemy. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is not the enemy will be you when you actually did not make a move, when you did not do all the things you need to do because of you were afraid to fail. You see, failure is not the opposite of success, but a pathway to success. A pathway to success. A pathway to success. I want this to ring in your mind. Failure is not the opposite of success, but a pathway to success. So I want you to check every person you see and you admire. Every one of them have a bad story. Every of their success story has a bad story of something that did not work out. And that thing that did not work out was what led to their success story that you can evidently see now. The truth is, in God's own economy, there is no attempt made in faith that is wasted. I want you to remember this every time, that there is nothing you do in alignment with what God has called you to do that is a waste, even if it failed, even if it did not fail. Remember Romans 8:28, all things work together for your good. Even those ones, especially those ones that fell apart, all things are working for my good. It's actually giving me a go ahead, a validation, a permission to do as far as I'm in alignment, to do. Because the grace has been made abound. It told me everything works together for my good. So the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the excellent, even the terrible, especially the terrible ones, work together for my good. Woo! Selah, let's Selah, very well. Selah, let's it enter. Number 2 is calculate the real cost. Think about it. You have been afraid all your life. And that is what has reduced you to where you are right now. Think about, I know you're going to probably listen to this podcast alone by yourself. No one will be there. Think about it. What's the fear of failure have actually cost you? You are afraid of failing, but have you constantly calculated the cost of not trying at all? The business you did not start, the idea that is still in your notepad till now, the version of you that never ever showed up. Do you know that in every season, in every becoming, there is a new version of you? Think of a gold. Every stage a gold passed through would shed a part of the gold. Every stage the gold passed through would make visible a different part of the gold. Now, you are the gold in this story. Every stage you pass through will show a version of you that you will never ever imagine you ever had on your inside. The real cost is not trying at all. It's not making a move. It's not standing up with urgency. So count the cost. Count the cost. Calculate it. Calculate the cost. Number 3, and the most important one, is move before you feel ready. You see, I have failed though. I've failed many times in my life. I tell you, I've failed many times in my life. Even with this podcast, there are times that I've failed and I picked on myself again and said, no, I'm going to do this or I do this. But what I am learning this year, 2026, is courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move regardless of what is happening. Courage is you moving regardless of the storm. I'm presently reading a book, and a part of the book says that God is ready to carry you in the storm. Because the moment you run away from the storm will cease. The moment you see a storm and you are not confident enough to face that storm, and you turn back, or you went to hide, or you fear away, then that storm will cease. But if you decide to pull through it, then you find yourself beating back. God doesn't wait for you to feel confident before he called you. He said, before I formed you, I knew you. Guy, before you were formed, he already knows what he wants to do. Before you were formed, he already knew Abiola, this is how she would look like. This is what she would do. I've chosen her to do this assignment. Before you were formed. No, before you were formed. I need you to allow that sink into your spirit. Before you were formed. Before you were formed, Abiola, there is a part of you that God has seen and have chosen. So you have to allow that part come out. You have to allow that part come to the world. This is a word for you, for somebody. I'm very sure this is a word. I'm feeling like a pastor. Ah! Oh Jesus, please. This is a word for you. And I want you to hold on to it. Before you were formed, he knows what he wants you to do. So you don't have to feel ready, because the person who chose you for that assignment knew you were able to do it when he chose you for the assignment. Let's say Baba Adeboye. Baba Adeboye, God called Baba Adeboye when he was still in the woods. Moses was still a stammerer. Gideon was still in the hiding. Joshua was scared. I want you to know this and know peace. Readiness is often the result of movement and not the foundation. Is a result of you moving and not the foundation of it. Whew. Before I let you go, I have an assignment for you. This conversation I've been on for a while, but I have an assignment for you. And I've called this the confident tax audit, because we are doing business mathematics. Even if I don't know, I don't understand. I'm not a very good mathematics student or an accounting student, but yes, I've tagged this the confident tax audit. This week, I want you to sit with yourself for max 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and answer those questions I'll be reading out. So please take your pen and your biro or your note app. Number 1 is, what is that one thing that I almost always want to do, but I never did? Write it down. Number 2 is, what do I believe would happen if I tried and it didn't work? Yes, write that fear, that your fear, write it down. Number 3, what is the actual cost of not trying at all? And I want you to be very, very specific that if I don't start content creation now, what will happen to me in the nearest future? If I don't take that course now, what will happen to me? If I don't reach out to that woman right now, what will happen to me? If I don't tell that sister that I like her, what will happen to me? Write it down. Now, I want you to now streamline these things that you've written down and find one step you will take further. One step, not a big strategy, not, oh, 5 plan, no. One thing you will do to work towards it. Because I know that as far as you are listening, you clicked on this episode to listen to it. You are someone who care about your own growth. As far as your economy, you listen to Your Mind's Gonna podcast. I am sure that you are someone who care about yourself, who care about your growth, and you are taking it very, very seriously. You care and you are trying. All right? You care and you are trying to be a better version of yourself. All right? Thank you so much for visiting the corner today. Please kindly support this great podcast you always come back to listen to by liking, commenting, and sharing. And talk about this podcast both offline and online. Please, Mombe yìí ni nítorí Jésù Kristi, okay? And I want you to remember this always, always. You are a work in progress, and God can never mismanage your life. You, Abiola, Tunde, Moturayo, Stanley, Israel, Zion, you are a work in progress, and God can never mismanage your life. Even the part that doesn't look like it's okay, the one that feel like a failure right now, it's in God's hands. So lean in, take the step, and do the things you need to do. Stop being the confident tax. Okay? This is the first episode of the Failing Forward series. And next week is going to be another exciting time to talk about this enemy we've labeled failure. Thank you so much for listening once again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.